So we are now doing an SCP on the Immortal Dr. Bright. This is one of the most recommended stuff that ever showed up in my chat, personally. Everyone keeps telling me Dr. Bright, Dr. Bright. You have to see him, you have to know him. Apparently there's whole universes and alternate realities full of Dr. Bright. Chat right now is spamming, oh no, Dr. Bright. But for now, let's just jump right into it, baby.
He's fearless. He's eccentric. He's dedicated to the SCP Foundation's cause. In a lot of ways, he's even more like a living legend than a regular Foundation employee. His face, voice, gender, and even species may sometimes change.
Huh? That's how you're starting? That's how you're starting? Wait.
Ways, he's even more like a living legend than a regular Foundation employee.
Wait, so Dr. Bright's the most famous SCP employee, basically? That's kind of what he's all about?
His face, voice, gender, and even species may sometimes change, but it's impossible to miss that ornate medallion resting against his chest. That's right. Today, we're talking about the infamous Dr. Bright.
Okay, dude, I have so many questions. Like, I thought the SCP Foundation was just a bunch of, kind of anonymous gamers just doing their thing, grinding, no stop, grind, don't stop, taking these, these people that are from some sort of alternate reality stuff and shoving them in cages. Why is there an actual SCP Foundation member that's also listed as an SCP? Like, there has to be some crazy backstory to this guy.
Can you think of many other researchers who've been cross-tested with the dreaded SCP-682 and lived to tell the tale?
Cross-tested? They put Dr. Bright in with the lizard that can't be destroyed and he survived? Wait a second, this guy sounds like more of an anomaly than an actual dude.
Of course, there's a special advantage Dr. Bright possesses that most researchers don't. It's the medallion he's never seen without, and because of it, Dr. Bright can't die.
Oh, well, in that case, you could definitely put him in with the lizard. Sure, I guess, if he can't die.
How is that possible, you ask? Because
so then why isn't the pendant an anomaly? Based on SCP rules, shouldn't the pendant be kind of stored away?
in a sense, he is that medallion.
I take it all back. You can't store it away. What?
Don't worry. After this crash course in all things Dr. Bright, including his origin, his present, and his future, you'll be a lot less confused. So, who is Dr. Jack Bright? For starters, he's a decorated researcher of anomalies for the SCP Foundation, and unlike most other researchers, he's uniquely qualified for the job on the grounds that he himself is an anomaly.
Oh, so wait, so that's actually interesting. So the SCP really, they don't just have a set of rules, right? Every anomaly gets contained, right? No matter what. If it's an anomaly, it gets contained. Even the freaking tickle monster gets contained, and it's just like a wholesome blob. But why didn't they contain this guy? If he's they work with anomalies too? It's interesting.
Just don't bring this up when you're talking to him. It's kind of a sore subject. Beyond that, who or even what Dr. Bright is can be a bit of a loaded question, with an answer that depends on who and when you ask. What we're presenting to you here is one of the more popular versions of the Dr. Bright story, and the one most closely adhered to by Dr. Bright himself these days. One of our
Oh my god, what the heck? So there are altered different stories about him? Is that just because in verse we are like uncertain as to his full history and story because it's mysterious? Or are there like conflicting tales on how it was originally inserted into the SCP Foundation? Interesting. So is he contained? My big question is if he's contained or if he's a container. Like, does he actually have his own autonomy? Can he leave? Whereas he's just like used by them because he's safe class, let's say? I don't know. I feel like there's so many questions.
Our biggest challenges to understanding Dr. Bright is that he has been so prolific in his exploits and achievements within the Foundation that when telling his story, it's hard to know where to start. But as the saying goes, let's begin at the beginning. Starting with the Bright family. Bright was a name that carried a lot of weight around the Foundation even before Jack Bright signed up for service. His parents, Dr. Adam and Evelyn Bright, were both Foundation personnel. His siblings were incredibly numerous.
So this dude's just had a whole lineage working with the Foundation, being a researcher. Wait, so was he not always an SCP? Was he originally just some guy being dude, and eventually he became somehow an SCP?
And the ones we're aware of are TJ Bright, Michael Bright, Claire Pierce, and a nameless sister now known only as SCP.
Oh my god, his sister is an SCP. Wait, is 321 one of the kids of the Scarlet King? Oh, whoa. Wait, what?
P321. Sadly, you'll soon see that the story of the Bright family is one of consistent tragedy and strife. His brother TJ was born anomalous and was designated as SCP-590.
Oh my god, his whole family ended up as SCPs. What happened to them?
Had the ability to heal any ailment with a touch, with the cost being that he took on those ailments himself. He's now used as a tool for healing at the Foundation, and he's consistently bedridden.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, this is the origin story for Redo of Healer! Dr. Bright's dad just becomes the protagonist of Redo of Healer every once in a while. Oh my god!
With the illnesses he takes on. Dr. Bright induced a mental state similar to that of a 3-year-old in TJ.
Oh my god. Dude got tortured.
Likely in hopes of reducing the mental burden placed on his poor brother.
Oh my god, that's tragic. What the fuck? Wait, oh my god. So this guy, Dr. Bright's brother, has this power to heal people. Or sister, whatever. So they force him to do this for eternity. And Dr. Bright, taking mercy on his own brother, devolved his mind to the mind of a 3-year-old so maybe he wouldn't feel the pain. He lobotomized his brother so his brother could just be a blob to absorb the pain of everyone in the Foundation. Oh my god, that is levels of fucked up.
And sadly, that burden goes far beyond healing the illnesses of strangers.
What?
When Adam and Evelyn experienced a tragic stillbirth, they desperately tried to get TJ to help. TJ did
help. How could he help? Can he bring the baby to life?
Managed to save her, partially, but the result wasn't human. And both he and the daughter, which came to be known as SCP-321,
oh, that's why it's SCP-321. Because the brother died.
Were taken into Foundation custody. SCP-321
not died, but mutated somehow?
Was a highly regenerative and stretched out abomination that seemed to keep growing with age.
Would?
But Adam still saw it as his daughter and spent the rest of his life.
It is his daughter! Why would you do this?
Trying to negotiate her freedom from the Foundation. When his request was denied as a researcher.
Dude, the Foundation's insane. Foundation is so cruel and evil. It's wild. That's the rules. Every anomaly gets locked up. That's crazy.
Climbed the ranks to personnel director. When his request was denied there, he became a site director and then a member of the O5 Council.
Dude actually made it to the O5 Council. I still need to do some research on the O5 Council. I don't know enough about them yet. But bro, he worked his way to the tippy top, the absolute zenith for his daughter.
All with the intention of getting his daughter back. But that never happened, and the rest of the council had him assassinated for his trouble.
Bro, the Bright family, they're just the Kennedys of the SCP universe. Oh my god. Even the O5 Council aren't safe from the other O5 Council. Oh my god, this is just One Piece world government all over again.
There's no reward for sentimentality at the Foundation. The other two Bright siblings are believed to be polar opposites. Michael Bright is one of the Foundation's best field agents, known to some as Agent Cowboy.
Okay, sure.
His dedication to the cause and incredible aptitude at his job has led some to speculate that he may even be on the O5 Council already.
Interesting. But, so, hold up. This guy's still totally chill about working with the SCP Foundation, even though he knows that they assassinated his father once he got to the top?
Claire Pierce, on the other hand, disagrees with the actions of the Foundation on a fundamental level, which is understandable, given the horrific things they've done to the Bright family. She defected and
locked up her daughter, assassinated her husband, tortured her son.
Became a member of the Serpent's Hand, a fringe group dedicated to blowing the lid on SCP Foundation secrets.
Oh my god, so she became a terrorist. What the frick? Dude, this family's all sorts of messed up.
This brings us to the man himself, Dr. Bright.
I get why it's important to have gone through all the information for the whole family before diving into Dr. Bright himself. You have to realize where Dr. Bright comes from. a brother that he was forced to lobotomize because he had the ability to take the pain from others, a sister that's stretched out, forever locked up, and somehow a stillbirth that was brought back to life, a father that made it so high up in the actual SCP Foundation that it became one of the O5 Council and then assassinated by the other 4, and a brother who, despite knowing all this, is still just some hotshot working for the Foundation like nothing's wrong in the world. Oh, and a mother who defected to some criminal terrorist organization because of how immoral the SCP Foundation is. That is insane character writing for this guy.
The most well-known member of this sprawling family. Much like most of the rest of his family, he too entered the employment of
other 12. Sorry, there's 13 people in the O5 Council. I just thought there were 5 because they're called the O5 Council.
SCP Foundation. He was a junior researcher and a relatively unremarkable one, until his fateful run-in with a certain necklace labeled SCP-963. But what is SCP-963, and how
Okay, so it was. So wait, so Dr. Bright was the only normal guy in the family. He was the only normal dude. And everything changed.
Exactly did Dr. Bright come into contact with it? It all started in a small apartment that was raided by the Foundation due to supposed occult activities. There they found a single body. Cause of death apparently from suicide, clutching the medallion that would later be designated as SCP-963.
Bro, this is just the coffin of Andy and Lele lore gets mixed in here somehow.
The walls in the apartment were covered in ritualistic supernatural symbols, and a number of occult books were also found near the deceased man's body.
There's a lot of occult shit in the SCP
The Foundation gathered that the man was attempting to perform some kind of magical ritual, but had apparently failed, leading to his own demise.
Ah, oh, god damn it, I hate it when you stab yourself in the stomach and you lead to your own demise. God!
The Foundation soon learned that the recovered medallion appeared to be utterly indestructible, and they placed it under the care of a junior researcher, one Dr. Jack Bright.
Okay.
Dr. Bright studied the medallion for years, with very little to show for it, until one fateful day when he was tasked with transporting the medallion to a different area of the containment facility.
So basically, the only thing they actually know about this is that it was used in some sort of failed ritual. So again, that means pretty much nothing. But it's indestructible. So I guess now it'll make him immortal?
While Dr. Bright was carrying out his simple transport task, he made a simple decision that changed the entire course of his life forever. He held the medallion in his bare hand. He also happened to be walking past the containment chamber of SCP-076-2, aka Abel, just as a—
Oh god! A lot of people told me I had to watch the Cain and Abel. That's a very, very common request in my comment sections.
Containment breach was about to occur. Abel is an immortal, hyper-violent warrior who can summon blades out of interdimensional portals.
Yeah, I gotta research this one.
Dr. Bright, following in the tradition of the Bright family bad luck, happened to be right in the path of Abel's rampage.
Well, maybe you could block it with your medallion, maybe, because the medallion is indestructible.
The ensuing battle between Abel and the assembled mobile task forces and guards resulted in the destruction of the entire wing of the facility.
Oh, shit.
And Dr. Bright was cut down in the brawl by the warriors.
Oh man, dude just died!
Supernatural blade.
Except he's immortal, I guess, based on the title of the video.
It seemed like the story of Dr. Bright was short and simple, cut down in his prime in the line of duty. But a few days later, as several members of D-Class personnel were cleaning up the mess caused by the containment breach, one unlucky D-Class known as D-1-113 happened upon the medallion that Dr. Bright had been holding when he died. Okay. He leaned over and picked—
They left his body there for a couple of days?
—it up and instantly underwent a sudden and drastic change in personality. D-1-113 was now insisting that he was Dr. Bright.
Oh my god! Okay, so he's not immortal, being that his body can't die. His body is mortal. It just stores his consciousness in the medallion that'll possess anyone, erase who they are, and take over. He's immortal through— the medallion basically becomes his infinite Horcrux. It's like some sort of Operation Phoenix situation. But how powerful could this be? Could you rewrite the soul of just serial killers? You don't need to kill them. You just put Dr. Bright in there.
And since this D-Class had no reason to even know of the recently deceased researcher's existence, he was immediately brought in for an interview. After a brief evaluation, it seemed clear that somehow this D-Class really did have the exact mind of Jack Bright.
Okay.
But how? Well, after some experimentation, including from Dr. Bright himself, they found the
Of course, he's Dr. Bright now. The best researchers became the subject of this.
answer. The medallion's purpose was to act as a kind of vessel for the consciousness of the person killed holding it. Its original creator had hoped to use it as a way to attain immortality.
Oh, that actually explains so much. Oh my god, I love that they actually didn't give away all the beans at that point. Okay, so that was what the cultist was doing. It wasn't a whole occult shit. He just wanted to die holding the medallion so that he could functionally be immortal for whoever touches it next.
Took his own life in order to complete the ritual. This was a mistake, though.
No, obviously he's dead.
The correct way to complete the ritual was being killed by someone else while
Bro, what a huge L. It's like, yeah, but killing yourself doesn't work. It's like, ah, man!
holding the medallion.
Well, the good news is, I guess he'll never know he failed. Because he dead! That's the biggest L in the world.
Something that had happened to Dr. Bright by total accident. In a sense, he'd been given a second chance at life, but this came with some anomalous side effects. As it turns out, coming into direct contact with the necklace, now known as SCP-963-1, is a death sentence. It causes your mind to be totally wiped and replaced with that of Dr. Bright. If the
Oh, yeah, right. It kills them. It rewrites their consciousness. We talked about this. But this is a really fascinating way to eliminate threats, right? If you think about it, you could eliminate any threat. God damn it, that's crazy.
necklace is then removed,
So basically, for as long as he's wearing the necklace and he doesn't kill himself, he's functionally immortal.
you become a lifeless husk until the necklace is placed back onto you. If the
Wait, so then how did this man go in with to 682 and survive? Because it killed him and they just put the necklace on somebody else? That's not surviving. Okay.
medallion remains in contact with its host for a period of 30 days. Dr. Bright's consciousness becomes permanently bonded to the body without any contact from the medallion. If the medallion then comes into contact with someone else, even if a permanent version of Dr. Bright is
Oh my
already
God.
inhabiting
No! It clones him. It'll clone his consciousness.
another body, they too will be infused with his consciousness. That means that if Dr. Bright
Okay, I was wondering where this was gonna go because it wasn't nearly dark enough. Oh my god, that's insane. He can actually take over the world. Oh my god.
wanted to, he could
How is this safe class? You locked this stuff up. One bad day and Dr. Bright could take over the world.
have multiple versions of himself existing at once. Initially, the anomaly that Dr. Bright had become was treated with suspicion and fear by the Foundation. They were dealing with an intelligent and now immortal consciousness capable of replicating an unlimited number of times.
Dude, and you piss him off, he just touches you with it. And the craziest part is, he doesn't actually have to tell anyone. Like, it is so easy. He's sitting there by the urinal. Someone goes to the urinal next to him, and you're like, bro, you should not have gone to the urinal next to me. That was bad manners. And then he just touches him with the necklace, and then he doesn't tell anyone. He can act the rest of his life making believe he is that other person. For all you know, that entire base is all Dr. Bright's, making believe they're different people.
theory, he could even place his consciousness into dangerous SCPs and
That's what I was wondering.
gain even more power.
No way, even the Shy Guy? He can put his consciousness into the Shy Guy?
Dr. Bright was placed under strict rules, like not being able to interact with certain anomalies, and having his hosts killed and switched at 30-day intervals to prevent him from building replicas of himself.
Oh my god. Well, I guess that makes sense, right? That is containment, right? If you think about it, every SCP needs to be contained in their own way. Like we did the War at Sea SCP, the one with the giant crab and whatever. Like some SCPs can't be contained in a base. Some people need to actually be contained in different ways that functionally cut them off from being some sort of menace to society. So for Dr. Bright, if he wears the necklace for a month, the consciousness stays forever, and then he can clone himself. So they have to kill him once a month to make sure that he doesn't actually go crazy. And this dude dies. He actually needs to get murdered once a month.
However, this caution proved to be misplaced. Dr. Bright was an extremely intelligent, loyal, and devoted researcher for the Foundation, and as a result, his restrictions were slowly lifted by the O5 Council.
Oh my god, dude. The only thing more dangerous than undescribable power is trust.
Much like his father before him, Dr. Bright rose through the ranks. becoming both a celebrated researcher and a director of various sites during different periods of time. While this may seem like a win-win scenario for all involved, this is a slightly more complex situation for Dr. Bright himself. In a routine psychological evaluation led by Dr. Simon Glass, Dr. Bright shared feelings of frustration about his current situation. He felt as though
Well, I mean, I get it. Man's getting murdered once a month.
he was treated differently compared to the other researchers and given less trust due to a situation he didn't choose.
I mean, I guess, but also, listen, I got trust issues myself. These guys are in a freaking hellscape, okay? Imagine working in the SCP Foundation. You're bringing in new SCPs. There are always SCPs breaching containment and confinement and always killing people and stuff like that. Here you have an SCP just walking around among you that could literally infinitely clone himself and erase your consciousness. I get not trusting him.
To be in. But for Dr. Bright, the psychological effects of having been fused to SCP-963-1 actually extends far beyond workplace frustrations and the boredom and sadness of unasked for immortality.
God damn.
In a conversation with Level 1 researcher Dr. Friedrich Hayden, Bright told him that, in a sense, he truly was the heart of the Foundation rather than just one small part in it. When asked to elaborate, he said that because of the gift and curse of immortality, he would go on to outlive all the other human operatives working for the SCP Foundation. He would remain with the organization for generations to come.
Damn true. Damn true. It really is a curse. It's crazy. But the good news is, as he continues to work diligently for the organization, they'll trust him more and more and more and more and more. However, he will become more and more and more bored. He will slowly resent the organization. He has to. He has to. And eventually, he can literally be some sort of incredible danger to life itself.
Perhaps centuries even. And in that sense would be the one constant from now until the Foundation meets its end. When all else is gone, only Dr. Bright will remain.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Of course, this is just an overview, and we've only just scratched the surface of Dr. Bright's actions and activities across the SCP Foundation.
That's honestly, that's scary, bro. That's scary. Imagine being that mistrusted, true.
Multiverse. But for now, all you need to know is that Dr. Bright is still out there, and he'll be carrying that doomed name long after everyone else with it has fallen. Whether that's a good or bad thing is up to you to decide.
Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!